Yeah, I still had my hoop dreams. I still had my hoop dreams. I I know I'm getting a little up there, but
I gave mine away.
man, listen, I always tell everybody when they start talking down on me because I still have my hoop dreams. I be like, listen, Darryl Armstrong for the Magic. He was like late 20s, early 30s when he finally made it to the league. It's possible, but yeah, I don't know. It feels good to still have those dreams because I know if I got the chance.
Oh yeah.
I know if I got the chance, and a lot of times in life, all we need is that one shot. I know I can prove some people. I still got a little bit in me. But
you can get buckets as long as you can get buckets. That's all.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, I just had a game, a charity game I played in on Sunday on Easter, and yeah, I got some buckets. So it wasn't like no severe competition out there, but if you can shoot, it don't matter with the competition. If you knocking them down, you knocking them down. But yeah, I still get a little buckets, man. But let's go back into this. So, as you started to mature and you went through school and life, you said you got your football scholarship. You went, you played, you got hurt. And you started off in accounting, but that really wasn't your thing. And you started to find that niche in marketing. What was it in marketing that you realized that, this may be something I may be able to excel in?
My first experience with it was I was exposed to different types of marketing. And like I said, I started an international course, so just looking at what we do here in the States and what companies do overseas and what are they doing, say for example a destination place, and how do they attract people in the States to come, say for example to Jamaica, and just really how to paint that picture of an island or paradise to somebody that's not from there, to really getting their people to come out and to frequent your business. And then I was exposed to, I got some good internships. I definitely need to say that internships is great. I got 2 internships. My first one was with the Hip Hop Summit Action Network under Rush Communications, which is owned by Russell Simmons and Kamorley Simmons at the time. Just working in that environment. So then I started to feel like, okay, this is where I want to be at in the entertainment industry because I like music. I was in New York, so I wanted to be around the influential people in the culture and things of that nature. So that worked out. I was a volunteer coordinator for me, and then my senior year, I was at Atlantic Records. So just working in the industry and working in the music, just being in the marketing department, pushing records, breaking records, getting the records to the DJs, going out to the retreats, doing the shows, the promo, everything around. That energy was me. I do parties, I do concerts and all that things of that nature. So that was just really what I love to do.
Okay, now
at that time, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, did you see the movie Get Him to the Greek with P. Diddy and Russell Brand?
Did I see that? I seen some of it, not all of it.
Okay.
I seen clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not going to ask you about it then.
Yeah, so around that time, I really wasn't trying to go, big corporate America, Wall Street, being in New York. A lot of Fordham guys, that's where they went. And at that time, the decline in albums and decline of music, because of LimeWire and Napster, so there wasn't a lot of jobs. So that's why I ended up coming home, after I graduated.
Okay. And, you said a key word when you were talking about your internships and being in those environments, understanding that everyone is a product of their environment, outside of, being in an entrepreneurial environment with your mother having her own salon and everything. What was your environment like growing up in general?
It was okay. I lived. Cleveland's a little different in the terms of. I mean, you got some you know, it's just a little different. So I grew up with me and my mother, and then I'm the youngest out of 5, so siblings in and out of the house, and grandmother in the hood, so you live, at your grandmother's house all day, and coming back home, and so I think I had, I had the exposure, and everything was decent. I don't say that I necessarily wanted for anything, but at the same time, I saw a lot, and you saw the hustlers, you saw the dope boys, you saw the working folks, you get a broad spectrum of everything when you live in Cleveland. So I was able to have book smarts, I was able to have street smarts because I just was exposed to a lot of family in the feds. I got, so a lot of different things. I got successful people in my family. I got non-successful. I got, so it's just a broad spectrum. And I was always my own man. I was always somebody that did things on my own, but I always soaked in everything and seen my surroundings. Sometimes I was a product of it. Sometimes I fell into certain things, but for the most part, I think that sports always kept me focused, and just being able to be in sports always gave me something that I worked towards and all.
That I wanted to avoid, whenever I was in those places, I would always go play ball or something. But, with that, was there a good amount of people who were successful that you saw on a consistent basis to say, you know what, I want to be successful in that sense? Or did you more so appeal to the hood successful nature?
I mean, it depends on what you call successful. I have people in my family that had jobs. I won't say that I had successful people around me. I had, we had people that had jobs. The people with the most money was the ones in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, the most successful immediate person that I saw was my sister. My sister did hair. My sister was a hustler. So, that's the most successful person that I got to see on an everyday basis. So from that standpoint, that's about it. I didn't have any lawyers, no doctors in my family, no CEOs, no high-end executives in my family. I'm one of the first ones in my family I'm probably the first one in my immediate family to go to college and graduate right away. My sister ended up eventually going to college. My brother eventually finished college, but I'm the first one that did it straight out of high school in my immediate family. And then I had a few cousins. But that was the extent of what I saw in my family, and in my immediate family, in my immediate circle.
Yeah. So as you did your internships and started to be in those different environments around people who were in that different form of success space, how did that start to rub off on you?
Just being in New York rubbed off on me. New York is a totally different place than Cleveland. The fast pace, the hustle, like I fit in when I went to New York. I didn't have any problems getting on the bus, getting on the train, going to practice, then leaving and going to the label and staying all day, still doing homework, So just being in New York and being in the city changed my entire outlook on life. It gave me a different hustle. It gave me a different work ethic, just being in New York City. The ability to walk into a building and walk in a Cameron or walk into T.I., Trey Songz, and DJ Drama sitting at your desk and you talking to them, and being at the beginning of Keke Palmer's career, Trey Songz' career, and I was around with Pretty Ricky and T.I. and all these people in the early stages of their careers and the brands that they were developing then. To see them now it feels good to know that, I was around that, and it was in that environment and can contribute to whatever it is that I did during that time. So definitely, gave me the exposure that I needed, as well as, being in that environment. It really helped me, tremendously.
Yeah, definitely. That's dope, man. I see often, especially in the music industry, a lot of people really don't seem like their stage personality. It seems like a lot of times they're completely opposite than their professional persona, that they put out there in their music. And, being behind the scenes and seeing how all of that works, I'm sure that gives you a different, perspective on people in general, based on, the different people that you've worked with and behind the scenes things that we don't have to get into. But, just how did that change your perspective and perception of, how people really are in the world?
I mean, what you got to what we always got to understand is that that's their job,
Mm-hmm.
At that point, once you reach that level, that's your job, and you're an entertainer, so that piece of it is public. That piece of it is a persona that maybe you've created through your music, whether you've created on the basketball court or wherever. That's your job. And then when you come home, you could be a different person. Sometimes, you're aggressive on the court and then you're laid back at home, or, you rap about trap music and all of that, then you might want to escape and get away from that. So, it just definitely lets you know that people have layers, definitely to let you know, like, never judge a book by its cover. What you see, always get to know people and just really, try to find out their stories, because you don't really know why they act the way they do, or, what is the reasoning behind a lot of things. And a lot of it is their story, a lot of it is their background, a lot of it is, different things that they've been through that may make them approachable, non-approachable. So, a lot of times we think just because this person has this gift that they are a perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown, he can sing. That doesn't make him have to be good. Like, that doesn't make him have to be the likable guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He can be an a-hole. That's just maybe his personality. He just makes good music. And us as consumers, we want these people to be something that necessarily that they may not be.
Oh yeah. I look,
and you're seeing this. You're seeing it more and more with people now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I always look at a lot of situations, especially the way this society has come into our culture now, bashing, celebrities for not pretty much being perfect. But for years and years and years, we celebrated and loved the music of, Michael Jackson and R. Kelly and, those guys. Behind the scenes stuff that you heard about them has nothing on the guys nowadays, but it's just a different society and different culture that we live in. So I definitely get your point with that. And being around all of these people and being in the line of work that you are, and dealing with a lot of business owners and helping their businesses grow, I'm real big on not networking per se, but relationshiping and building those relationships. How important is it in your line of work and your field, building relationships with people and expanding it more than just networking in business, but actually building solid, nurturing relationships?
I think relationships is key. I know early on, just my internships came from relationships, friends of friends, favors from favors. So I definitely value relationships. Me being able to go on tour, me being able to do some of the things that I'm doing now is just based off relationships. Nehemiah, that was a relationship. Somebody knew him that was close to me, that had a good relationship. We were able to do